forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, a very fall-like day across central Illinois, feeling like it with temperatures in the mid-60s right now. 67 Mattoon and just a couple of 70s. Paris and down in Effingham. We have had a mix of sun and clouds today. Definitely some cloud coverage you can see here that developed out across portions of Ford, Iroquois, portions of Champaign County as well in Vermilion County. We are dry tonight. Things look pretty good. No issues, but it does get cool again. Quickly, we're down to the 50s here in the next few hours. We're going to talk about how a little bit of rain will be around for part of your weekend. I'll show you that when we come back here in a little bit. WCIA 3 News starts.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Students swarmed outside of Champaign High School for a fight tonight. 4 are facing charges. Plus, the Department of Public Health has a warning on social media after hundreds are in the hospital for vaping-related illnesses. Why some aren't happy with the message. And one city spent hundreds of thousands of dollars after a tornado hit. Why it's asking people who live in the area to pitch in months later.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
We continued with that investigation and are still continuing with it up until yesterday. We made our 4 arrests yesterday.
4 students who police say were involved in a fight outside a high school in Champaign have been arrested. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini. Jennifer's off tonight. The fight broke out at Centennial High School after school on Tuesday. It was broken up by teachers, several of whom were hurt. One family says their son is recovering from a concussion. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live at the high school. Andy, what do we know about the students who were arrested?
Well, of the 4, Paul, there were 2 boys and 2 girls arrested. The boys were 15 and 17 years old, and the girls were 14 and 16-year-old. They were arrested for aggravated battery and mob action for their involvement. I talked with the state's attorney's office. The 15-year-old boy was arraigned today and ordered detention until a later trial date. The 3 others are going to be in front of a judge next week. A release from Champaign Police confirmed multiple staff members had minor injuries from the incident. Sergeant Dennis Baltzel says their priority is making students and teachers feel safe.
You know, as you know, we do have SROs in the school. We work very closely with the school and try to maintain a positive atmosphere and, you know, work to avoid these problems if possible.
Tonight at 6, I'll give you more details about what police will be doing this weekend to protect students and families. I contacted Champaign schools regarding the student that was targeted in these attacks. His family says that they tried transferring weeks ago but had their request denied. At this point, we've not heard back from the school district. Live at Centennial High School, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Andy, thanks. We look forward to your report at 6. If you hear from the school district, let us know. Tonight's homecoming football game is at 7 o'clock. The Chargers take on Urbana High School. Tomorrow's dance is at 7:30. Police say their investigation remains open. We have new information about an officer-involved shooting at the Vermilion County Courthouse. The state's attorney has determined there will be no criminal charges against the officer. Investigators say Deputy Kyle Janeski was trying to move 55-year-old Daryl Perkins between holding cells. Perkins stabbed Janeski several times in the face, so Janeski shot Perkins 4 times. Perkins later died. The state's attorney says it was reasonable for Janeski to believe Perkins was trying to kill or hurt him. New at 5, an 8-year-old girl was shot in Peoria this morning. It happened near North Orange Street and West Columbia Terrace. Police say several people forced their way into a home and at least 4 shots were fired. When officers arrived, they found the girl had been shot in the leg. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Decatur police shot a man with a stun gun after they say he ran away from them. Police say they found the 39-year-old was found wandering down the middle of the street at midnight. He then ran away from officers who approached him. Police say they heard something hit the road as the man started running. They later found a loaded gun. Authorities are still searching for a man with dementia who disappeared Wednesday. 66-year-old Charles Egner was last seen walking into a wooded area in Martinsville in Clark County. He was wearing a camo shirt and camo pants. He's 6'1", weighs 240 pounds. He has gray hair and green eyes. Authorities are searching bodies of water. If you have any information, contact the Sheriff's Department. An organization that helps people with disabilities settled a lawsuit with 4 former employees after a year-long legal fight. 4 qualified intellectual disabilities professionals lost their jobs at Spark in Springfield a year ago. They sued the organization, claiming they were fired because of anti-union practices. The CEO of Spark did not admit to anything with the settlement. He says it was much easier to settle than to keep fighting those claims. The Department of Public Health continues its call to end vaping. Last month, the agency and Governor Pritzker urged people to simply stop. They called on people who do vape to take a survey to help them figure out what's making people sick. Now they're launching a social media campaign, but it's raising some concerns. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin joins us live from our Capitol newsroom. So, Gabrielle, why are these people worried about these social media posts?
Paul, some say the posts are misleading and they make an assumption that may not necessarily be true. Let's take a look. The Department of Public Health posted this picture of a hospital bed reading, "After a long day of vaping, don't you just want to climb into bed?" The caption of the picture reads, "There's no denying where you'll end up if you keep vaping." They then go on to encourage vapors to quit by visiting the website of the Illinois Tobacco Quit Line. Now, some people online and people in the vaping community say the posts lack details.
It's irresponsible, in my opinion. Again, we are just seeing a convoluting of what the actual issue is. And I think that it does a great disservice to the public to not inform them as to what the true issue actually is.
Vaping advocates feel the issue is unregulated THC vapes people can buy from black market retailers that may be tainted. And Public Health has enlisted other state agencies like state police as well as other area health organizations to spread these messages as well. Paul?
All right, Gabrielle, thanks for that update. Another update now on the latest number of vaping-linked illnesses. 102 cases have been reported in Illinois so far. 19 people are still being examined to determine if vaping caused their sickness. 1 death was reported in August. Nationally, the CDC says the vaping-related death toll has risen to 18. The temperatures have dropped, and IDOT is using it as a warning that winter is coming. How it wants you to prepare. Plus, it's been months since a tornado hit one city, why Urbana is asking for help getting the landscaping back to what it used to be.